Morning everyone, so this is lesson 2 on algebraic fractions. I'm going to be looking for harder examples. So let's look at the first one. So 2x plus 1, x squared take 1, x minus 1. Okay, now for this question here, if you're thinking I'm going to simply multiply across, so therefore I would get 2x plus 1 over x minus 1, x squared take 1 plus 1 over x squared take 1 x minus 1. Now, mathematically, this is correct, okay, but it will take you quite a long time to actually solve this question. Also, you're going to end up actually having cubic equations. So, in order for you to treat this question, what you're supposed to do, so you're supposed to actually factorize the denominator, okay? And so how could I factorize this? Well, that is the difference of squares. So, I'm going to have 2x plus 1, x plus 1, x minus 1, and so on. So now I simply need to multiply the second fraction by x plus 1. Same denominator, and I simply add now 2x plus x is 3x, 1 plus 1, 2. So I'm left with simply 3x plus 2 over x. So, and that finished there. There's nothing else I can simplify. So again, for this question here, what could I possibly do? Well, I could multiply and make my life a lot harder, or I could see if I can factorize. So for this one, I would try maybe x and x minus 1, and therefore this one here I would try y and x minus 1. So I now have x minus 1 as a common term, so all I've got to do is multiply the first one by y and multiply the second one by x, top and bottom. So hence why I'm left with this, y plus x equals 2, and then what, all over x plus xy x minus 1. And then simplified version here. So pause the video and try these two questions. Right, so the first thing you should have done is you should have seen that this is actually dots, difference of squares. So you should have simply multiplied the second one by x minus 2. That's what you should have done. And therefore finish with this answer. Same again here, okay, for this one, try and factorize it into 2 brackets. So pause the video and factorize. And you should have this. So we can see that the common term is the x minus 1, so simply multiply this, the first fraction by x, and the second fraction by x plus 6. And you're left with this. Again, there's nothing else you can actually do to simplify this version. Sometimes in exam questions, this actually factorize, and you're also able to cancel down even further, but for this question you cannot. So let's see if I actually multiply or divide. So when multiplying fractions, so if I had 3/5 times 2/6, what would you do? It'd be simply 6 or 30, which is 1/5. Multiply the two top ones, multiply the two below. So for this question here, I should have x squared over 2x, which simplifies to x over 2. For this one here, it's 1 over x times 2 over x squared, so you're left with 2 over x cubed. Same again here, okay? Could you factorize? Factorize first in order to actually be able to simplify. So you'll see that these two will actually cancel each other out at this stage here, and you're left with 2x squared all over y. So this, you shouldn't have actually checked the answer for this one, but if you want to pause the video and try this question for us, hint, you need to make sure that you factorize everything really. Okay, quite a hard question. So by factorizing everything, you get this. Then you also need to make sure that you flip the second fraction. So by cancelling down, I can cancel down 3x plus 2 cancels down with the 3x plus 2. X plus 2 cancels down with the x plus 2. So we're left with the x, 3x minus 7 over 3x take 2. So, same again for this question, pause and try. So factorize the first one and then flip. So you're left with x over x minus 1. Same again, factorize. And you should be left with, so factorize first, then flip it, and then start cancelling down. If you want to use a different colour pen for this process, feel free to do so. it'll just make it easier for you. Right, so these are the questions I would like to try. I would like to try all of them, okay, because they've all got different skills. So, pause the video, try them, and answers. Okay, so for this question here, that would factorize as x and x squared take 1. And then that potentially will go to x minus 1, x plus 1. So this is how it factorizes if you're actually thinking how to do that. Right, solving equations involving algebraic fractions. Okay, so using two skills. So for this question, first of all, I need to make sure that I've got the same denominator. So I'm going to multiply it by x. So if I multiply this by x, I'm left with 4x squared, so 4x over x squared. So therefore 8 plus 4x over x squared equals 4. Now what could I possibly do? Well, I want you to be thinking at this stage here, you've not just got 4, you've got 4 over 1. So this is what we're going to be using now. You're going to be using something called cross multiply. So 1 times 8 plus 4x, you're left with 8 plus 4x and 4x squared. And then rearrange and solve. So rearrange it. They've actually simplified also because they could, and then simply solve the quadratic equation. Same again here. Okay, what they've actually done first of all is they've multiplied this one by x plus 1. And they've multiplied this by 2x minus 3. That's what they've actually done. And they got x squared plus 9x take 12. Then cross multiply. And at this stage here, they've actually cross multiplied, and now you need to collect the like terms in order to get something equal to 0. Okay, so you're trying to bring it in the form of a quadratic in order to be able to solve it. So, pause the video and try these questions. Right, first of all here, you're going to have left with x squared take 13x plus 42. But if you're thinking, how did I get to that stage? Well, x minus 1 over 3 x minus 1 plus 10 times 3 equals to 4. X squared take x plus 30 equals to 4 all over 3 x minus 1. And then they've cross multiplied and simplified. For this one again, times this by 2, times this by 5. Top and bottom, and then make sure that you cross multiply. So you're left with the answer of 12 over 13. So 8x take 2 plus 5x plus 20. Don't forget you're multiplying both things. All over 10 equals to 3. And then cross multiply. So you're left with 8x plus 5x is 12x. 13x even. 13x plus 18 equals to 30. 13x equals to minus 12 plus 12. X equals to 12 over 13. So for this question here, okay, what would I do first of all? I would multiply everything by the biggest possible power. So if I multiply everything by x squared, so I'm going to have 1 over x times x squared plus 5x squared plus 2, equals to 2 over x squared times x squared. Now, why have I done that? I've done that in order to be able to get rid of it. And I'm going to be left with x plus 5x squared equals to 2. And then I can rearrange and solve that by using the quadratic formula. So, again, I would like us to pause this video and try these questions for us. I would say let's try the even questions for this one, okay? Try the even questions and answers. Now, and if you've got any questions on these, okay, all you've got to do is just email me and I'll just do the working out for you and just send it back to you. So please do not think I cannot contact sir. Please do so and I can actually help you with it.